welcome back. Dev Spider here. So let's go ahead and get started on this next episode, episode 2 of Vrising with the new Gloomrot update. So right here we have copper. That's what this ore type is. Let me zoom in on it so you can see. So it's this, looks like what I would call copper. So you just smash this with the mace. Oh, I guess we can grab this stone too while we already hit it. And I got thinking about the base, so I actually need to destroy this rock too. It's kind of in the way. The reason we can't get a ceiling on it yet might be because we're not building stone walls just yet. So we'll have to get to that technology as soon as we can. Because I want to put this wall in just to see if it would close this in. It did not. So I'm assuming we have to have stone walls for that to work instead of wooden palisades, which is fine. It's no big deal. We kind of rearranged things a little bit so that we moved the sawmill over here. And that's fine. Let's go ahead and see about getting our other crafting stuff up and running. So we do have the workbench over there. We do need smelters. So let's go into production, refinement. And then what else do we need? So okay, right here, furnace is what we need. It takes stone and copper ore. And we can put it, I like to keep enough room to put chests in. We'll build a bunch of these eventually, but for now we'll just do one. And this is my wood crate, so if we press B, left click on it, we can actually move this around. I like to keep a couple of these nearby. Let's go ahead and just kind of face it this way, like so. And if we have any copper ore left, we'll just click it over into here. You can see the same thing here, recipes, tons of them. We got a lot of smelting to do. So this will start making us one copper ingot because it's 20 per. So when we go out to hunt the bosses we're about to hunt, which is going to be the Alpha Wolf, we're probably going to hunt down the Frost Archer and maybe Rufus the Foreman so we get better chests. And of course, this won't allow me to walk through, so can I close it? Yeah, there we go. So not a great design. I was just experimenting to see if it would roof it in with wood. It did not. We actually should put a gate in here too, so we can still go out the back, because copper will respawn out here. But I just want to go with that. Now we're going to follow this blood trail, or clean our inventory out, follow that blood trail, and go hunt down the Alpha Wolf. Once we get the Alpha Wolf, we'll then probably go straight to the Frost Archer. I did go ahead and make a bunch of potions. So we have 6 of those now. I don't think I can make any more. Oh yeah, we need bones to make that, so we can't make any more. So we need to store that. So once I find the Alpha Wolf, guys, I'll show you where he's at, and we'll go over that fight. It's not too bad. Like I said, we won't have a hard fight for the first 4 or 5, and then the difficulty level just slowly goes up as we fight. Okay, so we follow the blood trail. It's, as you can see, it's pointing right here. That white wolf over there, that's the Alpha Wolf, and we're getting attacked. Of course, like I said, watch out for the patrols. So I'm probably going to wait for nighttime to go fight him. You can see he's surrounded by wolves. A lot of times you can just bait him out here. He's going to summon wolves too, so you're going to be ready for those. So I'm going to grab some of this copper. Of course, nighttime's a long ways away. So we're going to try to fight him at night. We'll see how that goes. Try to find some shade real quick. Alright, so he's kind of walking out here by himself, so we can go ahead and try to grab him, and then we'll start the fight with him, see if we can't just fight him inside the trees. Things could go bad if the wrong person walks by. So let him come in for you. We'll put your little barrier up using C, and then we'll just try to dodge him. He just summoned some wolves, so watch out. If he stops for a second, he's like any other wolf. He's charging up to launch an attack at you, so watch out for that. But like I said, besides, he's pretty easy. And there's like a new mechanic in the game, or maybe it existed before, I don't remember. But we can gather health orbs while we're fighting. Like I said, he's a really easy fight, especially if you get your gear leveled up. Alright, so once you down a boss, you can then hold F to extract blood from them. And this is extracting the V blood, which will give us our new ability. And then we get a bunch of loot because it smashes everything around it. So go ahead and gather all that up if you want it. If you're hurt, make sure to grab those orbs before they disappear. Alright, so we tracked V blood and we gathered V blood. Let's go ahead and claim that.
Yet another accomplishment.
Next, it wants us to construct and interact with the research desk. So I'm going to gather some more copper and stuff before we go back. Probably going to get some coarse thread and stuff put together, which means raiding these little camps. Which to do that, we can go ahead and go to the next boss fight. So we'll go back to track blood. Well, I didn't want to do it on him because we know where he's at. And so we can do stop tracking on him. And then level 20 is our next ones. The next one you're going to want to fight, in my opinion, is going to be Keely the Frost Archer. If you click on her, she's going to give us a structure, which is going to be the tannery. She also has a spell, it looks like. Or maybe she doesn't have a spell, and that's why there's a question mark there. No, I know for a fact we do get a spell from her, so spell's unknown. Structure, we get the tannery, which is going to allow us to make leather. And then we get the leather recipe, the traveler's wrap, which gives us health and sun resistance, and we can make empty water skins. So we're going to track her. After her, we'll do, I think, Rufus the foreman, whichever one it is that gives us the storage crate. So I'm going to go track her down. We'll get in that fight. I'm going to try to get this copper in here really fast first. Okay, everyone, so we made it over here where Keely the Frost Archer is. She is here in this area right here, this bandit trapper camp. So when you come into here, there's going to be a bunch of spawns at the front. There's also another entrance at the back over here. Again, tons of spawns. You want to watch out for patrolling bosses and these large patrols like these guys. You're still going to be a little bit weak for them. And then watch out for these bears and things in these crates, because they will get opened up while she's shooting at you. So you want to go get them out of the way if you can, because they'll attack you as soon as they attack the others. And she's not a hard fight, but you definitely don't want a ton of ads on you while you're fighting her. One thing to note while you're in these camps, go ahead and break all of these crates. You have a chance to get cloth, leather, coarse thread, and all the items you need to make your next tier of armor. And we're not going to fight him just yet because she's about to come around the circle. She patrols this entire circle area, walks to this back corner. And again, I have a really strict guide on this if you just want to watch the quick view of how to fight her in case you're having issues. So we could actually probably go ahead and fight her now. Let's go and do that. So I'm going to hit her with a fireball, and then I'm going to take cover. So you can kite her around the centerpiece here, and she can't really do much to you. Try to avoid her arrows at all costs. And she has a really long charge time, so you can really just lay into her while she's charging to attack you. Just stay behind her. She goes invisible like this, and you can still see the blur. Let me zoom in some. So you can see how she let those wolves out, so they would attack us as soon as they'll attack anybody else. And you can hear her while she's invisible, so she's right here. You can see the little blur. That's probably her most dangerous move, so just dodge that.
Freeze!
Grab a health orb because we're kind of low. Again, you can see the blur, so just watch for that, and you still damage her while she's invisible.
Freeze!
Alright, so another boss. Just extract the blood by holding F.
Taste of knowledge.
Right, and so we just learned to get all the new recipes we went over earlier. So from there, once you kill her, make sure you go around and loot all the good stuff that dropped, like the leather. You're going to need a bunch of that. You can kill everything if you want to. In these camps, you can also find treasure chests. Alright, so we got lucky, and we found one in this first tent right here. Now, there's two different types I've seen so far. So you have these golden ones that you have to hold to unlock. And then you have the other ones you can just open immediately. So we'll just hold F here, and it should give us some pretty good loot. Yeah, so you can see here we're getting like an unfathomable vortex. Now some of this stuff's new even to me. We get a maid's cap that we can wear. So we can put that on as a hat. You get these bronze copper or these copper coins you can trade, copper ore, lots of coarse threads and gems. It's all good stuff. A lot of it's part of the new update. Alright, so we can't carry this emerald. So what we're going to do is we will drop the plant fiber, because we get more of that than we ever need. And we'll just leave that laying there. I'm going to finish looting this area. I'm going to break all the crates, look for more chests. Like you see that. Okay, so over here we have another regular chest. I guess we can break into that area. Let's go ahead and shoot these guys. Pull them back so we don't have to fight the whole group at once. Alright, this guy's got a shield, so watch out for that. If you hit that while it's glowing, it's going to force you to freeze. Normally I try to save him for last. Okay, so when you see things like this golden glowing item right here that's a torn banners and curtains. It's a book. So like right here we have this one book, Merciless Night Stalker Leggings. You're going to want to collect those unless you already have that recipe, because that's what it is a recipe. So for that, we'll go ahead and drop these blood roses, because we should have plenty of those to get us by for now. Don't leave those behind if you don't have them yet. You can find them in chests and everywhere else. And then we just got caught by that net, of course. And you can see Keely's back up now, so we got to be careful because she will hunt us down. Oh, we just fed. I did not want to do that. Because the sun's up, we're low on hit points. We need to actually make a run for it. Everything's going to be respawning behind us. She de-aggroed, so I'm going to try to get back over there to that other chest. It sucks that we're full of space right now. Like you can see, we're in our maid's cap, so we just zoom in. We've got a little fancy hat on now. Alright, so here we have one of those other chests I was talking about. Just a little brown one, so we'll press F on that. We've got some clay in here, some rugged hide and leather. We'll take all that we can carry, and then we'll run before Keely comes back to hunt us down. And from here, we're going to head back to base and obviously empty our inventory because we're so full, we can't carry anything else. Alright, so we're going to heal up really fast before we head back because, again, we can't carry anything. There's no point in stopping. We're just going to run straight back. So we held left control button down to use our power to heal ourselves. So we consume some blood, get our hit points back up, and then we're going to use our new wolf form to increase our movement speed. So now we become a wolf. And this will allow us to move faster. We already have the marker down on the map, so we're going to head back there. You could also head to a teleport. There is one, I can't remember exactly where it's at. I got to explore some more to find it. You could head to these little green teleports and then teleport, you know, here to get back to the base. That's one reason I like building here. Okay, so we made it back to base. We went ahead and we're getting all the copper cooked up. And while that's smelting, let me see how much we have. We only have one piece. Okay, so it's going to be a minute. So we're going to let that smelt. We need to build a desk. That's one of the next requirements. So we'll go to research. There's multiple levels of this. So we're going to need 8 planks and 80 stone. So we need to make some space. All right, so we've got all the materials now. We have the planks, the rugged hide, and the stone. So let's go ahead and grab our research table and lay it out. So we'll just put it on this back wall for now. Alright, so with our research desk built, we need to construct and then we need to interact with it. So you just walk up to it, press F. And here you'll see these various spells. That means we have the books for those, if it's actually showing up. Besides that, if you have 50 pieces of paper, you can then learn one at random. So what we're going to do is click on the highlighted one. So like right here, it's torn banners and curtains. And then go ahead and do research. It'll consume the book. And then we can click on Night Stalker Leggings, research that. That's going to be a higher tier of armor. So you're going to want to get all those as soon as you can. Ring of the Spellweaver, that's a good one to have too. And that's going to allow us to learn a bunch of new recipes. So we're going to back out of that and hit claim here. Now let's upgrade the Castle Heart to level 2 and interact with it. So to upgrade the Castle Heart, it's this blood fountain. So press F on that, hover on this, it'll tell you what it costs. We need 12 copper ingots and 12 pieces of leather. We're currently at 9 out of 12. So the next thing we need to build for leather is going to be under refinement, and we need to build the tannery. It's going to be 8 planks, 160 rugged hide. I kind of want to put all this stuff out here as far as refinement goes, so we'll squeeze it in here somewhere. And eventually, like I said, we'll get 2 or 3 chests per crafting station. That'll make life easy. So I went ahead and pulled out all of our rugged hide. We're going to slap that on here. It'll start making leather. I did leave 1 stack just in case we need it to build something else. So we'll let that work. We're going to need a lot more of the wood, or the actual planks themselves. So we'll get that to making. And then it's just a waiting game for the copper to finish. So we can go hunt down some more copper, empty our inventory. If we come over here to the table, the original workbench, we can actually see what it's going to cost to make the next set of gear. So we're going to want to make one of the wraps. So you have the chemical, if you have the DLC, you're going to have the Immortal King's drape and the chemical soak drape and the Traveler's wrap. And they all have the same stats. That the only other value they have is cosmetics, and that's going to take 4 pieces of cloth, 4 pieces of leather, and we get some sun resistance. Super important. You really want that, plus the 12 hit points will help a lot. After that, the next set of gear to get us even stronger is going to be the Night Stalker gear, which is going to take leather and coarse thread. So like I said, you're going to need the coarse thread. We now have enough coarse thread to make a full set. We just, again, need to wait on leather to get made. After that, it's going to be moving into the Merciless Night Stalker gear. And it's you have to make this gear first to then go into this other tier of gear. If you look at the recipe, it'll tell you that you need to make that first. And again, if you're playing on a PvP server, you're going to have multiple sets made because you will lose a lot of gear when you die. Because you're going to get hunted. Every time you go to fight a boss or something, if people see that mobs are missing, they're going to follow you in and try to kill you. And so from there, since we're playing a waiting game, there are some other things we could make, like the blood press. We definitely need that, so we can go ahead and set one of those up right here. What this is going to allow us to do is we can take our hearts and things and craft blood items out of it. So if you come to here, you can see your recipes. So like 4 rats will make 10 blood essence. First the hearts. So like that's why I said save your hearts. That's going to allow you to make like primal blood essence, greater blood essence, and the primal blood essence. So There's different ways to make it. And to upgrade it, you're going to need a lot of this once we get late game. Same thing with fish. You can get fish and you can make oil and bones. The hearts here, mess up 4 hearts, you can get 60 blood essence. It's a good way to keep your blood fountain full. So again, save your stuff. You can put it in here. It'll auto craft it. What we're going to do is take all of our current essence and go ahead and put it inside of the castle heart. And that way it'll get our time up. As we upgrade it, it's going to allow us to put more and more in here so it'll last longer and longer. So for like right now, we're covered for 2 days and 14 hours. And again, just once we get the copper and the leather, the first thing we're going to do is upgrade this, which is going to allow us new recipes for servants. So we can have 4 servant coffers. Those guys are good to protect your castle. And then you can get floors. So our current floor space is maxed out. Once we upgrade the castle heart, we can actually increase the castle size. Now that our copper is finished and we went and grabbed the copper and all of our other crafting resources, let's go ahead and make us some better items. So we're going to make the Immortal King's Drape. And then for a weapon, I prefer to make the axes and copper mace first for gathering. So we're going to do the mace first so we can gather higher level resources. And then we'll do the axes. That's going to be all that we have enough for at the moment because it's 16 copper ingots per. And then we'll go ahead and queue up our armor. A good thing to note while we're waiting for this to finish up, if you look at the armor, you'll see if you wear a full set of it, you get stat boosts. So for 2 pieces, you get max health by 8, and for 4 pieces, physical power by 2. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it helps immensely. So I highly recommend wearing full sets of gear when you walk outside. And make sure that you can make extra pieces because you're going to lose a lot of it, especially if you're on a PvP server. All right, another thing we're going to make too, we're going to go and make an Immortal King's Great Helm. We could make the Plague Doctor Mask. We'll make the Plague Doctor Mask. It's part of the new update. So we're going to make that. It doesn't give us any stat boost, but it looks better than the Maid's Cap. So just for look and aesthetics, we're going to make that so we can equip it. And now that all of our new gear is made, let's go ahead and start equipping it, and I'll show you where our stats are at. So we're currently at gear level 20, max health is 236. So with the new gear equipped, max health is now 287, gear level is at 27. So to get that a little bit higher, we can get a new ring. It's going to take a little bit. We need to unlock some more recipes. The current ones we have, we could make. It's just, it'll take up all of our blood essence to do so, so I'm not worried about that at the moment, since our current bosses are level 20. But with our current copper weapons, we shouldn't have an issue handling them. And then we'll zoom in and take a look and see what we look like now. So there's our Plague Doctor Mask with our copper axes and our new armor. So life should be much easier at this point. The zone we're currently in shouldn't be an issue at all with what we currently have. And we'll just let some more stuff smelt, gather some more copper on the way out. We'll put all this other stuff up. Keep all your extra gear for now. This reinforced bone stuff you can eventually throw away. It won't be worth having. So let's find an empty crate. We'll store that. And we're going to go ahead and open up press K again. And now that we're still on Keely the Frost Archer, you can see the spell that we got from her is Frost Bat. So launch a projectile that deals 100% magic damage. Explodes upon impact, inflicting chill on nearby enemies. Hitting a chilled enemy freezes it for 4 seconds. So it's not a bad spell. We're not worried about that. So we hit the back button. And we're going to need to take out these 2 other bosses. And then, like you just saw, our gear level is 27. So now we're currently matched equally with Grayson the Armorer and Gorswine the Ravager. And I want to say, if I remember correctly, one of these is going to be the first tough boss that you'll come across in the game. The next one we want, if you click on it tells you what they give. I believe it's going to be Rufus, because he gives us the woodworking bench. That'd be good. Plus we can get the crossbow and the fishing rod or fishing pole. But I want to get the storage. I want to get the big stash. So we're going to go for Errol the Stonebreaker next. So we'll do Track Blood. And we'll just follow the trail. For this video, I'm going to try to get through these next 2 bosses, and then we'll call it quits there. Alright, so if memory serves right, I think I'm where he's at. I think he's going to be down here in this cave. So we're going to fight our way into this area here. So if I show you where our castle's at again, it's up here by this Vampire Waygate. And we're going to fight our way down into the depths. I think he's located at the bottom. This is a bandit copper mine. So we get a lot of paper here, a lot of good loot. Unfortunately, the sun's out. Once we get in the cave, it's not a big deal. It's just a matter of getting to the cave. And I think that's one thing I should have gone over to is our spells. So if you press J, it'll open your spell book. And here's where you can adjust your spells and swap them out. So if we go to Frost, you can see our new Frost magic spells here. You could drag this down here and replace one of your other ones if you wanted to. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'll go over that as we find spells that I really want. So we're just going to make our way into here. There's a lot of enemies here. Make sure you smash everything and get copper and stuff too. So it's pretty good. Like I said, you can zoom in and out on the camera. This is a great place to get copper if you really need some. So let's go ahead and mess these guys up pretty good. I like to hit that shield guy with my spell first, just to lower him down. Of course, mine all your copper rocks that you find in here, because you're going to need a lot of it for now, especially if you're on a PvP server. If you're doing single player, you don't need as much. Make sure you feed if you need to, if you don't have a good blood pool. We're currently sitting on warrior, so we get 10 to 20% increased physical power. So besides copper, you can also find chests in here, so make sure you loot those. You get a lot of rare materials from that. So you can see there's one chest there, there's another over here. And then you get these hills carrions, so you can just smack those down, grab those. And then we'll grab this. There's a book in here, so that's great. That's the Merciless Copper Crossbow, so let's take that. It'll save us from having to hunt down pages. Alright, so we're in here with Errol the Stonebreaker. He's currently making his rounds right there, the big bald guy. So we're going to clear out some of this while we wait on him. We should jump those miners, probably the best thing we could do, just so they don't attack us while we're fighting him. I wouldn't really actually bother mining all this. If I remember right, he'll destroy a lot of it himself. So we'll just try to ease in here. I'm going to actually swap to my axes. I prefer those.
I'll just handle you myself.
And then watch out for his attacks. They're long reaching. And you see that fuzzy stuff, it'll explode, so make sure you don't get caught on that. I'll zoom in some so you guys can see what's going on. He hits pretty hard, or not pretty hard, but watch out. Mostly his explosion attack does most of the damage. So that, just dodge and get a couple hits in when you can. If you get a little bit low, back off. Of course, my mouse's on the wrong monitor. I'm in like some weird windowed mode. And we give him a free hit. And then we'll absorb damage the next time we attack. Like always too, if you start struggling, just kite him. Once he gets a little bit lower, he'll start doing some bigger AoE attacks. Like I said, you can use him to smash everything, makes life easy. Besides that, just kite, dodge, throw a couple of fireballs here and there, you should be fine. I'll drop some health orbs, grab those. I did not mean to feed on this guy, so left mouse button to abort, it just kills him.
Let's hear that crunch!
Here you go, this is the one you have to dodge, it's got 4 parts to it, so watch out for it.
Let's hear the crunch!
But if you get stuck on those explosions, they will hurt pretty bad. Alright, so he's down. We're going to extract the blood from him.
Heavy. New knowledge acquired.
So I'm going to clean this cave out, and then we're going to head over to the next guy. Make sure you smash all the crates again, get all the coarse thread. Maybe loot everything on the way out at the top side of everything too. And we'll go ahead and start tracking the next blood. So from here, we just got the spell Aftershock. Smash the ground, dealing 125% magic damage in a line and inflict ignite. And most importantly, we got the big stash. 2 copper ingots, 6 planks, and we can hold up to 21 items. So from there, we're going to hit back. And then let's click on Rufus the Foreman. He's going to give us an unknown spell, plus the woodworking bench, the fishing rod, and the crossbow. So let's go ahead and track that. But we had to run back to base really quick because we had so much copper and loot on us we couldn't carry anymore before we went and hunted down the 3rd boss that we're going to cover for this episode. So let's go ahead and upgrade our castle heart because we've been smelting and making leather since we left. Aim at the castle heart, press F as in foxtrot, and then right here on this button it's now highlighted where we can actually use it. So we need 12 copper ingots, 12 pieces of leather. Press that. Castle heart is now level 2. So now we can build up to 40 floors. The next level takes us up to 100, and that's going to require us to have 24 pieces of glass, 8 pieces of reinforced plank, and 1 greater blood essence. We can also now store more of the blood essence that we find laying around, and like I said, it keeps going up and up as we go, so your castle lasts longer and longer without deteriorating. From there, we can now claim our next reward too, the castle's foundation and walls. Now it wants us to complete a castle room by laying down floors and build surrounding castle walls to generate a roof. Palisade walls do not count. I assume that means we should have stone walls now. Yep, so here now we have stone gates, or castle walls I guess I should say, and these are going to take stone bricks and planks, so we're going to need to build 1 more item. I do have the cosmetics too for royal gates, so you might not have some of this because it's DLC pack only, which means we're probably going to get rid of a lot of these walls. We'll turn that into lumber. which we can use later on. So to achieve that effect, we can actually, I guess we can do it on the front side. Well, no, we first have to build one more item to actually have the materials that we need, the stone brick. You can get stone brick by gathering from the walls and destroying the walls that exist here that we use to clear out this space. But besides that, we'll need to go to production, refinement, and then right here we'll need to build a grinder. So we're going to need planks, copper ingots, and whetstones, which we actually don't have any whetstones just yet. I think we can eventually make them, but besides that, I think we have to actually farm them just like paper. Unless we can, maybe that's what we can make on the new workbench. Let's see if we can build it. Oh no, we gotta go hunt that guy down. That's why we don't have that one yet. So yeah, we need to go hunt down the next boss, and that should give us what we need to make the walls. So let me go ahead and stash the rest of our loot, and we'll come back once we get to the next boss. So I was clearing the ads, guys. I went ahead and aggroed him by accident. So there's tons of ads around him. Go ahead and clear them out. I went ahead and looted everything too. So this is Rufus the foreman. He's actually a really easy fight. Just watch out for his bow. He can hit hard. I want to say he has like a special attack once you get him to about 50%. So that's that, we're just gonna lay into him. He's 7 levels below us. Yeah, so you want to avoid that net attack. Otherwise he'll get a good bow shot on you.
Start running.
Alright, so he's calling in ads. So if he gets a net on us and then all these ads also get a piece of us, it's going to be a bad day. So we're just going to cut around, kind of dodge him. Sorry I keep like going off screen. For some reason my stuff keeps working in like windowed mode.
Target practice.
It must be a setting I have enabled somewhere. Yeah, there's an attack you want to watch out. So if he gets the net on you and then he hits you with that multi-attack, it's going to be you're going to have a rough time surviving that. Like I said, pretty easy fight. The reason he kept shooting that one direction, he was shooting our clone from when we jetted across.
New knowledge acquired.
And so we just get some new knowledge. Let's see what we have here. So we have a chaos spell now. We have the ignite, dealing flame magic damage. Pretty good, not bad. And then for blood, we have the blood magic, blood rage, heal nearby allies for 40% of your spell power. Increases attack speed by 25%, movement speed by 15 for 4 seconds, inflicts leech on nearby enemy. All in all, not bad. We're just going to keep what we have for now. And then we got some pretty decent loot from here. I don't think we got any books though, unfortunately. Make sure you save your fish when you get them. You're going to need those eventually. They're going to come in handy. So save those as you find them. From there, the next guy we have, so he taught us blood rage, and then he gave us the woodworking bench. I guess we can go back and build that really fast since we have enough resources, and then we'll call that once we build this and see what we can make. So we're back into that. That's all of our level 20 bosses. Like I said, super easy, no big deal. Next we got Grayson the Armorer and Goreswine the Ravager. So Grayson the Armorer, unknown spell, workshop floors. The workshop floors will boost your workshops. That's kind of why they're named that way. And then we get statues and the recipe for whetstones. So we need whetstones to get to the next level of walls. Definitely want to do this guy next. And then from there we have Goreswine the Ravager. I think that's the... Oh no, I thought that was the bear. No, it's a mad cultist. Too far gone to be really intelligible. Malevolent. Being they serve push them to desecrate all things with little regard for practicality. They wear rotting pig's head as a decorative mask. Alright, this guy's going to give us another spell. Nocturne defenses, tombs. Be careful with the tombs, guys. It can really mess your game up. So be careful with those. It does allow you to harvest resources faster, but it can get you in a lot of trouble. We get the blood rose ring. That'll be nice. Well, actually, we already have the blood rose ring. That's weird. That's part of the recipe for him. Grave dust. We're going to need a lot of that. Skeletons and ghouls, which those can be summoned from the tombs. And then you use those to fight those to get more grave dust because you're going to need tons and tons of grave dust. There is a boss. I don't know if is he still in here. There's like a bear boss. And the bear boss you don't want to worry about. Yeah, ferocious bear. Don't worry about him too much. He's super strong. He gives you the bear transformation. He's not that great. It didn't really serve much effect that I found. Maybe there's a way to use it that I don't know about. But yeah, it didn't really help out. So we'll wipe these two out. They're pretty easy. Goreswine's going to be the hardest of the two. Grayson's pretty much like what we just did. And we'll do that. Try to get these two out on the next episode. From there, Clive the Firestarter. Lydia the Chaos Archer. She's going to get the first spell that I want. She has a really good spell that will help you until probably endgame. And Putrid Rat. That's good if you're doing PvP. You're going to want Putrid Rat if you do PvP. We'll go over how to get that transformation on the next episode. And as always, guys, I'm going to head back to base. We're going to check out that one more build, go ahead and set it up, see what we can make with that, and then we'll close the episode out. So now that we're back at the base, we clean up the inventory. Let's go ahead and get some stuff made. So we're going to want to make a couple of the big stashes, but we also want to do crafting. And we're going to make this woodworking bench. So we'll put it in this corner for now. Maybe go ahead and rotate it a little bit just to clean it up some. And let's see what we can make with this. So with this, we can make painting frames, sculptured wood, and a fishing pole. So if you can find, if you look at the top of these, we didn't go this yet, but if you look at the top up here, if these are in a room by themselves, they'll get plus 25% speed boost. And if it has matching floor, the cost is 25% less. So pretty much put them on a crafting bench floor and then wall it in, and you'll get a big boost to your crafting, which comes in handy for PvP. Solo play, it's not that important. The next thing, like I said, I want to build a couple of these storage chests just because we keep running out of space. So we'll just put this one at the end of this bench here for woodworking items. Put one over here for like crafting armor. Let's see if I can rotate that. Add one here for blood. So move all the hearts and stuff to that one. Put one right here for the research materials, scrolls, and notebook pages. Add one over here on this side for stone. Come outside here. Let's get one for all of our tanning stuff, leather. Definitely want one for metalworking. And then we'll add one for woodworking. And that should get us by for now. We should have enough space to actually store everything, so I can come in here, pull out the quartz that we've been harvesting. And from there, like I said, I think we're going to call this episode. It says, let's see, castle room by laying down floors and building surrounding castle walls. So we can't build the walls until we get the whetstone. So we'll get to that in the next episode. We'll get this laid down. That's going to allow us to turn all the stone we've been saving into the brick that we need to make the walls. So until then, guys, as always, guys, be sure to hit the like, subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave the comments below. I'll get back to those as soon as I can. And thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.